What's up, guys? So it's nice and beautiful out, sunny, it's windy, and I'd rather be riding, but I gotta do bike maintenance today because it's my only day off, and it's been my only day off since I don't know how long. December, man. It's the busiest time of the year for any musician. So yeah, I already just put on a new fork on this thing, gotta do cables, and I gotta fix the front wheel, which I popped the tire off riding crack in this thing. It was dumb. Yeah, popped the tire off, had to put a new tube in, but today I'm just gonna show you how I Ghetto tubeless this thing. It's an old trick a buddy of mine showed me. I used to run in all my downhill race bikes, but it's worked in. The only time it's failed me was on this thing because it's on 1.75 wide tires. But anyways, this thing is a 20-inch tube. Yep, 20-inch BMX tube, which I'm airing up right now. Yeah, and looking for one with Presta is a pain in the ass, by the way. But good folks at Endless Cycles ordered me a couple. They're in Castro Valley, check them out. But anyways, Presta, these are racing BMX tubes, I guess that's what they are. But yeah, I've always used 20-inch tubes. I'd rather use Schrader, but depending on who you're riding with, people are probably going to be carrying pumps with Presta. So yeah, I'm running Presta. Okay, so what I did was I just aired up this 20-inch tube. See how there's this groove in the middle of the tube after you put it on the tire? Just line it up with the wheel. Just make sure everything is nice and lined up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use that as a cutting guide. Scissors. Yeah, boy. Just like that. And you just cut along that line. Yeah, I generally don't do bike maintenance videos, but I figured what the hell. I should probably mention the things you're going to need for this. You're going to need some sealant, of course. You're going to need, well, 20-inch tube. I'm using this 20-inch tube on a 26-inch wheel. If you're using a bigger wheel, you probably might want to use a bigger tube. I mean, Stans and those guys make stem valves and all their conversion systems, and I'm sure they work, but when I was actively riding, tubeless was a pretty much new thing, and this is what I've always used, and it's never failed me, and it's worked for every wheel and every tire, even though they weren't rated tubeless. So I'm just gonna stick with what I know. Oh yeah, sorry, tangent. 20-inch tube for a 26-inch wheel. Sealant, I'm using Stans. Scissors, a bucket of soap and water. I'll show you why in a bit. And just about half an hour of time. Yeah. Woo. Cutting this along this line. I'm cutting this. Done. Alright, now that it's cut, I'm just gonna flap open the tube right over the rim. It's leaking out old sealant from the last setup I had. Yeah, it was really dumb. If you guys ever ridden Pacifica, the trail is called Crack. What I wanted to do is to see what this bike was capable of. Because I've ridden the backside of China Camp on it, ridden all the Joaquin Miller stuff, Cinderella, Chaparral, and it's held up fine. It's sketch, don't get me wrong, but it works. But yeah, crack was a little too much. First drop in, boop, just bottoms out the fork, bottoms off the tire, and yeah, just blew the tire off the rim. Or I think I just had a flat and just wouldn't, it inflated but it wouldn't seal again. Oh yeah, the thing about these BMX tubes with Presta is that they're usually really small because they're racing tubes. But whatever. As long as they cover up the rim like that, they're fine. Okay, next step. Bucket of soap and water. I'm using dish washing liquid. I find that works well. You're basically cleaning out all the baby powder in this tube, and the dishwashing liquid is actually going to help with sliding the tire on the tube. Yeah, I guess since I'm using a tube, it's not really tubeless. It's tubeless-ish. Yeah. There we go. Just like that. Everything's nice and soapy. Tire seated. Yeah, it's a really small ass tube, but that's okay. Alright. It's nice and slick. Grab your tire. Make sure you get the directions right. Slide that on. Yeah, when you're doing this, it's going to be a really snug fit because, well, it's already a snug fit with the rim, right? It's going to be an even snugger fit with the tire on there. I mean, with the tube on there, so. If you have to use a tire lever, just be very careful not to puncture the tube. Son of a fucking... Yeah, my hands are all slick right now too. I'm gonna use my favorite tire lever right here. It's awesome. Pedro's, man, they make the best tire levers for your garage ones and also for on-trail ones. My favorite. Now, this is usually a pretty quick process. I just haven't done this in a while, so I am rusty. Ah, bitch. Just to get this first one on. Yeah, and usually seals up pretty well too. Though I know some people have issues sealing some tires, and for that you can like use glitter, which actually works really well. And that seals up any of the big ones. Which might have. Yeah, that's really weird. Ah, I already moved the tube. It's okay. I'm probably just gonna fast forward this whole thing of me doing this. I'm also in my PJs right now. I just woke up, spent some time on Facebook, and now I'm doing this. Yeah, I just want to get it done so I can sneak in a ride. Got a bunch of stuff to do today on this bike got the big one done, which was the fork, which actually took me like 20 minutes. Weighed it though. That R7 came in at 1560. The Reba, which is on there, was at 1560, so that wasn't a weight saving at all. Which sucks, because the Reba, I know, is a lot stiffer. But we'll see how I like that thing. It's probably easier to do this on the floor, isn't it? Next step, sealant. A bottle of these, is this, like 2 ounces, is generally alright for one wheel. One wheel of cross-country tire is a 1.7, I think. 2 ounces generally works up to like 2.2 inch tires or something. Yeah. And then if you got a bigger tire, I think I was running 2.5 ounces or 3 ounces on downhill tires back in the day. But I'm just gonna pour this whole thing in. And I can't even peel this off right now. Do I say fuck it and do this? Yep. There we go. Yeah, some people like the orange stuff. I've never used it. Always use stands, so I'm sticking with stands. Now with the tire's still open, just gonna dump this in. It's like milk. Milk you do not want to drink. Yeah, man. Then we do this. Seat the tire with the sealant still there. Okay, what you want to do next is try to get, where is that valve stem? See the valve stem right there? Try and like let that, just like have the beads open up big enough so that you can actually pump air in it. And over here, this is a lot easier to do with compressed air, by the way. Since I don't have compressed air, I'm just gonna have to pump this really, really, really fast. And that's okay. This might take a few tries to get, by the way, especially without compressed air. What the fuck? Oh, I didn't unscrew the Presto valve. I'm an idiot. Okay, here we go. It's not inflating yet, but it will. I tend to like, there we go. Keep. There's a leak on the valve stem area, which means the tire's not really on the side, so I'm going to pull the sidewalls over so we get some sort of a seal. Hopefully the bead is it's not. Oh, I see. The bead is resting on the valve stem hole. Gotta fucking pull this apart. Yeah, this is a lot easier to do with compressed air. But once you get bead in that covered valve stem hole, basically get the tire to like seat. There we go. So it inflated. Where's that coming from? Right there's that big hole. I think that's where I tore the tube. Anyways, help seat it. I'm just gonna put soap and water around the bead. Probably should have done that before I started inflating it. It's okay. What you want to do is you want to get all that sealant to where the leak is. There. Just get that sealant all the way around the tube. Wow, this video is already 20 minutes. To do that, you just use your soap and water, and just soap it up. What you're looking for are bubbles. If it's bubbling, it means you still have a leak. And I have one right there. Yeah, that's definitely where I tore that tube earlier. It's also the most stretched out part. I'm just gonna fucking muscle it over the tear and I'll cut it out later. Okay, look for bubbling, and if there's no bubbling, you good. You also want to ride this after, like, you know, around the block, look for some stairs, look for some bumps. But so far, everything looks good. Everything looks good so far. I'm gonna air up what I just lost. Now, how much pressure am I using? And I generally pump it to like 40 just to seat it. Sometimes you go a little more. But for a tire, it's fucking doing it again. It's definitely because of the tear. Whew. See that? It shouldn't be doing that. It's because I tore it. Fuck. I might have to do this again because I tore that tube. It's right there. Okay. So if this happens, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and reposition this tube. Ghetto hacks, man. Ghetto hacks. So I'm going to let the air out, Most of the tires are already seated, so that's going to make things nice and easy. Right there, which isn't sealing that well. Move that over. I wonder if I might have dented. Oh, there's a bit of a dent in this rim. But usually that doesn't really do anything. It should seal up. Let's try this again. Yeah, try and ride a bike for what wasn't designed for. You're gonna break stuff. Granted, I don't think this bike was designed for anything. It does everything. Not well, but it does most of it until I hit crack in Pacifica. That was the only one. Yep. Did I do it? Pump it up to 60. Man, I can still hear it hiss. That's not good. It's right there. I'll try and seal it with see that? Oh shit. I would believe that's also a tear in the tire. That's why it's hissing out like that. So, it's sealed. What I want to do right now is I want to leave it on the side like this and wait for a while. And then you come back and you do the whole shaky thing and you seal all the other little nooks and crannies. Yay, soap and water and seal it. That's how you get a tubeless. Got it. I'll be back. Oh, yep, took it up, shook it a little bit. And then it's sealed. Yeah, just let it set for a while and it's pretty much to go. Also, that tear I put in the tube, you can see it right there. See that? So, yep, worked around that tear. Gonna cut this flap off with my pair of scissors, put it back together and ride around the block and look for some curbs to like do sick whips and fucking launch and send those curbs. And then I'm gonna start on cables and housing, because yeah, I changed the stem and the bars and now these cables are way too long. But boom! Oh, you guys like my bike rack? You can thank DW Drums in Gibraltar for that. What? It's even got a level. How sick is that? Alright. Let's go ride this around the block.